retrospective show. Horror retrospective show. The horror retrospective show.
An aspiring fashion designer is mysteriously able to enter the 60s, where she encounters a dazzling wannabe singer. But the glamour is not all it appears to be, and dreams from the past start cracking and splintering into something darker. The rules were fast and loose with how she entered this dream world, why she entered the dream world, how the dream world interacts with the real world, how much time she's spending there. It's like there wasn't really much logic there. It was just more style over substance, but the style was good.
I'll give it that. That's more why I give the film a pass. I really liked the look of it, but yeah, there definitely are a lot of loopholes, but I think it's especially because we're kind of using the idea of fashion design, so I imagine it's meant to be more visual than analytical.
But still, you want your movies to make sense, you know?
Towards the ending, I was half suspecting, did the landlady kill Sandy? Did they know each other? And then I realized, oh, the landlady is Sandy. Hello.
Yeah, and the idea that she's this mass serial killer, and there are no clues that led back to her, and all the bodies are in the house. Then why is she renting a room in the house that has all these bodies? And just the logic just didn't make sense to me. And you had the simp boyfriend as well. I hate characters like that, and they always seem to be black for some reason.
Hey, do you want a hand?
Fine.
Don't look fine.
Well, I am.
And I almost wish she got killed, because I'm like, you get what you deserve. She sympathized or empathized or whatever she felt, but she was more emotionally engaged with that serial killer woman at the end of the film than the guy who came to save her life.
I didn't want any of this.
No. I saw.
They deserved it.
I know.
She's a serial killer, you know this. You're haunted by the people that, that she killed. She tried to kill you. She is literally trying to kill you. And you're begging for her not to kill herself, while the guy who tried to save you is bleeding to death downstairs.
Dave, no! You can't save me. Save yourself. Save the boy.
I would call it a misuse of the redemption moment. I would say, yeah, she should probably have paid more attention to the guy, maybe even realized, hey, you actually like me. Maybe I should date you or something, instead of, hey, I'm going to save this old landlady who's probably going to be dead in about 10 to 20 years anyway.
Who just literally tried to kill me. Who's running up the stairs with a butcher knife to kill me. It didn't make sense, why she would care about her at the end. And I don't know why she needed a redemption arc at all either. She was a monster. Yeah, it sucks that your life is messed up, but those guys that paid for sex, they're not monsters. You were a hooker. You didn't have to be a hooker. She wasn't raped, multiple times by these guys. She took money for sex. It's a fucked up life, but you chose that. I could understand the pimp aspect of it, no sympathy for him, but she killed a bunch of innocent guys, that were looking for a good time. If she screwed up her life, that isn't the fault of anyone else's. But what did you think of the final twist, and what did you take from that? It seems like they moved on. She's a successful fashion designer. She still has a simp there with her grandmother, and she has her happy ending, and then we see the lady in the mirror again. What did you take from that mirror scene?
I really didn't know what to think of that. Truth be told, I actually thought as you call him, the simp, I actually thought he was one of the models in one of the dresses. I didn't realize he was up sitting with the grandmother until they showed him later.
Oh, God. I did like this movie up until the third act. I was on my way to giving this a solid 8. But with that third act, it kind of brought the movie down for me a little bit. And then the ending really didn't do it for me at all. So I'd probably end up going with a 7.5 for me on this one.
I definitely did enjoy this one, all of the visual aspects. Of course, I enjoy retro things as well. So that was definitely one of the main things that pulled me in. The color, the visuals, all of that was beautiful. I'd say overall, I'd probably give it maybe a 6.
How do I like this movie more than you do? This doesn't make any sense. If anyone listened to this review, they would think that you love this movie way more than I do. How do you end up with a 6 rating after all that?
Well, because it got loose in the ending part, and it's like, what are you doing?
You said nothing but good things about this movie.
The
and all I
first
got was a
2/3 were
6.
great.
Oh, Jesus, man. You are one tough critic. I tell you what.
All right, I'll give it a C-.
I don't know if that's any better.